Do any of you guys ever make a YouTube video and spend like 5 minutes trying to figure out what a good intro is, and you keep re-recording it over and over again only to screw up even more the second and third time? Yeah, I've been doing that for the past like 5 minutes now, and it's not very fun. Anyways, I'm going to be getting down to business here pretty quickly. I'm just doing a little update for my samurais. I know I just posted this, but I'm really getting into this deck. I love samurais. I know a lot of people hate it. They think the deck doesn't take any skill. It does take skill. Shut your face. Yeah, you have a bunch of negation monsters, but you still have to know when to negate. You can't just negate everything. So anyways, I did change the build quite a bit. I threw in some stuff that I back in some cards that I was originally saying in my last video that I don't think is good in the deck, and I think that was more just a misinterpretation of how good the cards can be compared to how they're supposed to be used. So without further ado, I'm just going to get down to the deck profile. Monsters are pretty much the same except for for a couple changes. Spells are exactly the same, I'm pretty sure, but traps have changed up quite a bit as well. So anyways, first off, 2 Kageki. I still think 2 is amazing. You gotta run 2. Anyone that runs 1, I think you're doing it wrong. 3 Kagemusha, staple, nothing to say there. And for all of you people that like to steal my decks, fly at her, because I totally don't care about net decking. I never net deck myself. I'll look at builds and kind of take stuff from them, but I don't ever net deck. I usually just kind of build off of it. 2 elders still. I was thinking about cutting down to 1, but you know what? You need asceticism targets, and 2 is just the perfect number. 3 Kizan, gotta run 3. Amazing card. Still need 1 Grandmaster. I'm still really liking 1. There are times sometimes where I'm only running the 1, and I think, man, it would be nice to have the second one. But I think 2 is perfect. A lot of times people are going to be using or attacking over your Grandmaster. They don't want to let it get its effect off. 1 Zanji. I'm running Zanji now. I actually dropped Hand of the 6 Samurai for this guy. Now, you guys are going to be like, what? You got to run Hand of the 6 Samurai. It's so broken. No, it's not that broken. Yeah, you get to go summon Tribute and hit something's Tribute for cost. But the problem with that is it's 1600 monster. You have to waste your normal summon on it, which sucks. And it's a little slow when you think about it. Like, yeah, it gets around, Valor stops it and whatnot, but I don't know. It's just not. I'd rather have field presence. Zanji keeps your field presence, gets over big monsters, especially defense position monsters, without tributing itself. Yeah, they can Valor it, but then you're just gonna XYZ with the Zanji, Kizan. Another nice thing about this guy as well is that he is also an asceticism target with Kizan, so it just gives more leeway to the deck. Really like it, and when you guys see the other card movie right now, it'll make a lot more sense to you why I'm running Zanji as well. This build is so much more consistent than the other ones, so I'm really happy with it. And still running the Enishi. This card's one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's amazing. By the way, if anyone has Alti Enishi First Edition or Alti Shien First Edition, I'm willing to do a trade for them. I do have first eds of the Ultras. I'm willing to do a swap if you're feeling up to it and feeling nice about it. I'll give you a big shout out on my channel if you do. Just because I've been trying to get the Altis for a while and I'd like to upgrade. So if you guys could, if one of you guys could give me a hand with that, that'd be totally awesome. I'm even willing to throw in a little bit extra on my end, just to, of course, give you that extra little value increase that you'd be looking for. Okay, so next card, I got 3 hand traps in the deck now. You guys are going to be thinking, okay, he's running Maxi and Valor. No. I'm running Valor. I'm not running Maxi. Maxi's not that good anymore. I really don't think Maxi's been that good in the first place. It's only really good against the wind-up matchup, 6 Samurai mirror match, and probably Karakuris. There's other decks I'm sure it's good against too. It's okay against Rabbit. You get +1. But the thing is, they're not going to go through with their effect if they do. They're just going to stop their play. So Maxi's really not as good as a lot of people say it is. Wham! Squire. I'm playing Squire. You guys are going to be like, oh, Squire's terrible. He's a horrible card in your hand. He's actually not that bad in your hand. I've won games from my opponent summoning something to attack over my Shien or whatever, and I go, pitch this guy damage step. Next turn, you summon something out, and it keeps that Shien on there. It keeps that, they try to get summons and monsters and stuff to attack over the Shien, so then they can use their bigger spells and traps and get their plays going. But if you protect that Shien, that's what the deck is all about. You just got to protect it, and then they can't do anything. You keep that locked down. Squire's amazing. Other thing about this guy that I love, he's also an Earth. He's level 1 tuner as well. and he's a warrior, so you can search him out with Rhoda. I can't ever see you searching him out with Rhoda, but you can do it. But the one thing I love about this guy is I'm running 3 Dojo again, which I'll get to shortly. The 3 Dojo is really good because if you go first, it just all these plays in this deck, it's all about getting out first turn Shien or first turn Nichiria Beast. I usually prefer first turn Shien. But it's just about getting it out as consistently as possible. This takes away a little bit of consistency with that chance you might draw it, but that's no different than running 3 Reborn Tengu back in the day. I can say that now, back in the day. And, drawing 3 Reborn Tengu, running 3 Reborn Tengu, and drawing into 2 of them in your opening hand. It's a broken card, but there's still that risk that you're gonna draw into something that's gonna affect its epicness. Now I think Squire is one of those cards. Like I said, it's really good in your hand as well. It's not great. It's just okay. It's good, but all you have to do is go open up your hand with one of the level 4 samurais I run, which includes Zanji, Kizan, 3 Kizan, sorry, so that's 4, and then the 1 Enishi. So that's 5 targets. And then you just normal summon it, and you special summon this guy with the Dojo because it's 1 counter, and it's got to be a Shien monster. So it's awesome. It just lets you go into Beast, lets you go into Shien early, and if you open up with a bad hand, it just makes those hands more consistent. Anyways, I've been talking about the card too long. Try out Squire. It's a great card. It's really, really good. I'm very happy with the results, and I think it's worth a look by a lot of Samurai players, and I think it's overlooked by a lot of Samurai players as well. And next up, running 2 Veilers again. Until Fiendish Chain comes out as a common, because I'm not putting out that retarded amount of money for 2 super rare Fiendish Chains. It's retarded. It's a friggin' super rare from Absolute Power Force. It sucks too, because I used to have 2. But until then, Effect Veiler is great, and in some cases, I'd say Effect Veiler is even a better card than Fiendish Chain. Yes, Fiendish Chain stops attacks. Yes, it's continuous. But the thing with Veiler is it's out of your hand. Fiendish Chain, it's really good if you have Fiendish Chain Nat Beast, but otherwise I think Veiler is a better card. You could run 3 in here as well if you guys are saying you are thinking you might want to run 3. I think that works as well. It's just finding room. And I really like this build right now. It's running really consistency, and it seems like I 2-0 people a lot. So anyways, that's the monsters, guys. It's 16 monsters now. Might have been the same before, but I basically just replaced hand with Zanji and put in the Squire. So those are the major changes in the deck. Let's kind of fly through the spells because they're pretty much the same. 3 Asceticism. This is the Asceticism build. And then, of course, 3 United. You gotta run 3. It's an amazing card. Now, I did drop down to 2 Dojo, I believe, in my last video. So once again, I'm back up to 3. I just think it's good. It just adds a lot of speed. Lets you get out those first turn Shien and Nat Beast plays. And it's just more counter manipulation with your Gateway. Which is the next card, obviously. And then you got your 2 Shien Smoke Signal, staple, 1 Rhoda, Book of Moon, Heavy Storm, staple, and Monster Reborn. That cuts her off for the spells. Still not running MST. I'd rather side deck it. I really don't think it's worth the room in the main. I'd rather run more traps anyways. And I don't run Darkhold because I think Darkhold conflicts with the fact that you really want to get your field presence first turn or as soon as possible, and then just protect from there. Darkhold kind of counteracts with the fact that it's more of a comeback card, which is good, but Samurais aren't very good at coming back. So usually a lot of times, if you're top decking with Sams, your chances of winning are pretty slim. So on to the traps. Only 1 double-edged sword technique now. I think I was running 2 before, so this is a pretty major change. I just felt it was dead. It's just dead a lot. It used to be so much better when Trishula was at 1, obviously. It just made more plays open. Now it's good. It's a good comeback card, and it does let you do some really cool plays, protect your Shien if you need to. But all in all, it's just good at 1. Even then, I've seen a lot of people just cutting it out of the deck altogether, which makes a lot of sense. Mistworm's good, but it's not as good as Trishula. I run 1 just for consistency's sake. I still like the 1. Still run 1 Musakani. It's a very good card. Nothing more to say about it than that. It's just, I don't know why people are stopping to run it. I think it's awesome. 2 Compulsory. I took out the safe zone. I tried it out again. Wasn't a big fan. I was never drawing it for one thing. And it really doesn't do a whole lot. Like, yeah, it lets you stall out and protect your Shien or your Nat Beast. But you gotta attack to win. And I don't know. It's a good card. I understand why people run it. I just don't think it's that great. Samurais are better at OTKing and controlling the field, and this helps. Compulsory is really good. It gets around also Zen mains, any big threats you have. It interrupts plays, which is very important, since, of course, I don't have Phoenix Chains. And it's just a great card all around. I really like the 2 Compulsory right now. And then the rest is pretty much all the same. We got the Solemn Brigade. And still riding the 1 Mirror Force because I think it's staple in the deck. So that's the deck, guys. I'll have the description down below if you guys want to net deck it. I really don't care. Fly at her. It's running extremely well. There's no changes I can think of. I'm actually really liking the 2 Compulsory right now, and I've noticed that a lot of the decks that have been the Samurai players that have been topping regionals and stuff this format are running Compulsory, and I could totally see why. It just, once again, clears up the field, gets rid of those big synchros that are a problem, and it's just all around a really good card. So anyways, guys, that's the deck profile. Sorry if I talked so long. I just want to have a good profile on the deck. I'm hoping that Team Delta Force's cards will be showing up on Tuesday of next week. Apparently something happened with the post office, and they sent out extremely late. So I'm really hoping next week's cards will show up, and then I'll have that Dark World deck profile for you guys as soon as possible. So without further ado, you guys have a good night. I'm probably going to go over to a friend's house in a couple minutes here and watch a movie. And other than that, I'm going to be pretty bored for the rest of the week because I got a week off. So anyways, talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Peace.